The moment she heard footsteps, the bride quickly covered her face with her veil. She never saw that her groom's face was drenched in blood. Without saying a word, he raised his sword and stabbed her straight through the heart. She stared at him in complete shock. She never even found out why, before dying on the spot. Then something even more terrifying happened. The groom smiled, lifted the same sword, and slit his own throat. The girl was completely stunned. Just moments ago, she had died too. Suddenly, a mysterious system appeared. I can bring you back to life. It turned out she had died from pulling an all-nighter. The system explained that this was an unfinished fantasy novel. The male lead was originally destined to become immortal. Instead, he fell into darkness, and the entire story world was collapsing. There was only one way to save it. She had to earn the male lead's trust and raise his favorability. She was about to refuse, until she heard the reward, $1 billion. She immediately sat up and said, "I'm in." Inside the novel, the female lead was being forced by her stepsister to marry a terrifying demon. When she refused, her stepmother slapped her across the face. At that exact moment, the girl entered the novel. Still dizzy, she looked around, only to see the stepmother raising her hand again. This time, she slapped her right back. Without hesitating, she slapped the stepsister too. When the maids rushed in to stop her, she slapped every single one of them. Just then, her father created a blazing fireball, ready to attack. The system immediately warned her, "He's incredibly powerful. Fighting him is too dangerous." She simply raised her middle finger, walked straight toward him, tapped her forehead, and said, "If you're going to kill me, aim right here. If I die, who's going to marry your demon groom?" Her father roared in anger. "Are you threatening me?" She smiled. "Absolutely. Now pay me." Furious, he had no choice but to hand over the money. A short while later, she arrived at the demon's cave in a bridal sedan chair. She lifted the curtain, and their eyes met. Before she could react, she tripped over her heavy wedding dress and fell straight into his arms. The moment she looked at his face, she froze. He was unbelievably handsome. She quickly pulled out a rose, smiled sweetly, and said, "Darling." The demon blinked. "What was that?" She grinned. "It's a special greeting from my hometown. Now call me sweetheart." Ding! The male lead's favorability has increased. She smiled confidently. This mission is going to be easy. But the system suddenly interrupted. "You're not the first. 5 strategists before you all died on this exact wedding day." At that very moment, the male lead silently listened to everything. His eyes slowly filled with terrifying darkness. The truth was, he had already been reborn countless times. Every timeline, a different girl appeared. She pretended to love him, pretended to save him, got close to him, then secretly pushed him into deadly danger, only to rescue him later, just to increase his favorability. He had grown to hate them all, so every time they were about to succeed, he killed them, leaving them to die with their dreams unfinished. Now, he couldn't wait to see this new girl suffer the same fate. But just then, the girl started counting on her fingers, then frowned at the system and whispered, "Wait, does that mean he's already been married 5 times?